also a former Attorney General. We're here today to announce the release of a letter signed by 6 Attorneys General, present and former, including Richard Cordray, Jim Petro, and Lee Fisher, who could not be with us this morning because of other commitments. In our letter, which is addressed to the General Assembly, we are calling on the General Assembly to eliminate the statute of limitations for the crime of rape. Now, as many of you know, homicide already has no statute of limitations. You can go back 30 or 40 years and 50 years to prosecute someone long after the commission of the act. The idea being that the interest in society of catching a killer transcends any interest in closing the books and moving forward past the commission of perhaps lesser crimes. We believe that murder and rape have a lot in common in the sense that they are grievous offenses, and that the seriousness of it warrants the long arm of the state to go past limitations in time. So I don't think that a rapist ought to be able to run out the clock on justice. At the end of the day, that's what this is about. I know that Governor Mike DeWine made that comment as well from his personal point of view, and I'm proud to be here with my colleagues today to support what I think is an appropriate change in Ohio's law that will match more than half the states in the union that have no statute of limitations for rape. And with that, I'd like to, but the fact of the matter is, this isn't like having the stuff stolen out of your car or your garage. This isn't even like getting in a bar fight. This is the invasion of the most personal aspect of your humanity by force. It is traumatic, and as we have learned more about trauma, people can't even think about it, much less talk about it to other people, much less risk going into the public arena to make a formal complaint. And I've sat with these survivors of this horrible crime that have had delayed, and you can see them, the pain in their eyes, their body language. Sometimes they're shaking and crying years later. So the human mind is remarkably resilient, but make no mistake about it, the damage that is done in the commission of this crime for many people leaves them unable to even face it, much less talk with anyone about it.
You touched on it a little bit, but why is it taking this long for this to come about?
Sometimes our windshield is dirtier and we see more clearly through a rearview mirror. There's been a lot of changes that have happened, and some of those are societal. Everything from, I mean, remember at one point in this country, a state Supreme Court said that a man had a right to commit domestic violence in the privacy of his own home, that it was his constitutional right. We've come so far in understanding how times have changed.
I many times was asked as a prosecutor, and then some, would you report rape? And I had to be honest and say, I'd have to think about it, because it would affect my future going forward, how people saw me. One of the things that, I think a lot of women don't want to be, is they don't want to be classified as victims or survivors. We want to be classified for who we are, not an event that happened to us. I'm sorry.
And there also are a series of national events that have led people to understand the kinds of forces that inhibit the reporting sometimes of rape, the fear, the trauma, the societal pressures. And with that public understanding of these things, I think it will be feasible, and in other states we have seen that it was feasible, to change the statute of limitations for rape.
I applaud him for taking the time and focusing on making.
I had to let you speak as well. When I'm talking about social change, I mean the differences in the way police and prosecutors think about the case.
Constitutional issue if this was enacted
I don't think it can be retroactive.
it can.
I don't think it can. There's an argument